Secret agent stash, secret agent stash, wearing new disguises, I'll never get his dreams.
What is going on, secret agents? Happy to have you back here at Mission Headquarters with the one, the only, Secret Agent Stache. That's what we do. We're here. We're at Mission Headquarters. I am Secret Agent Stache on Thursdays. All the other days, I'm just Stache. You guys can just call me Stache. But on Thursdays, this is our special time, and we're hanging out here, and we're playing our favorite blockchain games and teaching you guys why blockchain games are going to be the future, why they're awesome now, and why you want to be paying attention. Pay attention now. This is the time. Don't wait until it's all super popular. Get in on the ground floor. I'm always joined here by my mod, Riz. What up, Riz?
So last week, Stache had me in a fish tank, which is why you guys couldn't hear me. So I hope you can hear me this week.
Yeah. So if you guys can hear, Riz out there, and he's sounding good, let us know in chat. But hey, dude, mustache love there, Bruggy, for your second month sub, dude. You're gonna get the sweet mustache upgrade. And I gifted you a couple an emote there, man. I definitely want to hook up all of the all my subs, get my sweet emotes for free for sure. I got to go add those there to the new sub, but I will hook you up. And we got new emotes. You guys see a couple in the chat, man. If you got an emote that I just dropped you, put it in chat so people can see. I want to see it. I want to see them. So I just got these done. I've been talking about them for a long time. Yeah, there we go. Casper with the Stache coins one. That one's pretty fun.
I'm trying to use mine, but I don't see it yet.
Well, it's good. At least they can hear you today, and you're ready to go.
All right.
I don't even know if I get my own emotes. Well, I guess I do. Let me see. So there's GG. Bruh. Coin block. Mustache love. You guys love mustache love. And then Stache coin.
Oh man, maybe I'm just on a delay. Theta's all clogged up.
Yeah, so new emotes there. So yeah, I'll gift some of these as we go throughout, and but I always like to gift right at the beginning of the show. So if you guys are here at the beginning, I always make sure I hook up the people who are here to support from the beginning. So that's how it always happens. We start the show and we talk a little bit about blockchain gaming, what it is, what game we're going to play, and all that jazz. And I like to give away things right at the beginning for the people who want to support, and then I always look and see who's been hanging out in chat the whole time, and always drop some stuff at the end too. So you always want to hang out and stay around, and the more active you are, the more you're dropping emotes or talking or chatting, the more shit I want to give away. Right? I mean, that's how it goes, right, Riz? I mean, give away to the people having fun.
That's right.
Yeah.
Except for PWOW, though. I think
true.
PWOW, maybe we could skip him, but
yeah, he don't get nothing.
Everybody else, Squirrelicus, and some of these guys have 10 channel points, and I only have 7. What is going on here, Stache?
I don't know. Well, that's because Squirrelicus has been, I guess he's a demon on support. He's been donoing too here. I got to give Squirrelicus a couple of the emotes here as well.
This is they're embarrassing me over here.
Anybody who's subbed is I'll give emotes, because I was just setting this up like right before I jumped on, so I didn't have a chance to set it up for the subscriptions. But definitely, if you are subscribed to my channel, you're gonna get hooked up with all these, dude. So there's a couple more for some of my subs out there, guys. All right, so today, man, we are playing one of my favorite blockchain games, God's Unchained. And if you guys follow me, I play this game pretty often. It's definitely one of my favorites. And we're going to get into it today. We're going to talk a little bit about the game itself. I'll give you guys some pointers. I think I'm actually even going to play some matches, Riz, with just the starter decks, like the ones you get when you first start, and that's all you get. I'm going to show people you could do it.
That is a great idea, because I've actually never played this game and would love to get some pointers on how to start.
Yeah, exactly. So we're going to do that. We're going to talk about how to get started and a little bit about the game, and the fact that the items obviously are the cards you play in the game. They're NFTs. You can trade them, you can collect them, you can sell them. It's pretty cool. As are the emotes I just gave you guys. I don't know if you guys realize this, but every emote and badge that you've been earning here on my channel is an NFT on the Theta network. Now, they don't have a lot of utility outside of this platform yet, but that is coming incredibly quick. Something I've been working on a couple of things here behind the scenes, and I'm excited to share. It just here in the next couple of weeks, you'll see it. So definitely stick around with me. And I was talking to Riz about this, huh, Riz? It's exciting, is it not?
Yeah, I'll say it's pretty cool. It's definitely very cool. It's a secret. It's in the briefcase.
Thank you for the enthusiasm.
It's not coming out, so yes.
So what is an emote? What? Rigid, you don't know what an emote is, man. You got the little smiley face guy in your chat right there, and you hit that and you got some little emotes that you can do. Yeah, some people are dropping them in chat. Those are my new animated emotes that you can drop, and for showing mustache love, or someone does a dono, you can do some the stash coin ones, right? The Mario block or the coin block, and we always do a lot of mustache love here. That's how we do it. But now we got an emote for it, so we can drop mustache love in emote form. Awesome. But yeah, they're all NFTs, so it's cool. I like it.
Very cool.
But yeah, not much you can do with them yet, but we will be there. We'll be there soon. You'll be able to trade these emotes with other people and these badges you get and all that stuff here on some cool stuff. So yeah, it's coming.
By the way, for those of you who got one, if you don't know, you have to actually claim it, I think, in your inventory on Theta, right?
That is true, yes. So if I sent it to you, you got to go claim it in your inventory. It doesn't automatically show up. Thank you for that, Riz. You are true. Hey, thanks for the follow there, guys. Yeah, so we're going to get started here. Today we're playing Gods Unchained, and it's a blockchain game, my favorite one. That's what I do here. We talk about blockchain gaming, what it is, and then we jump into my favorite game. And, obviously I can't go into the game, though, dressed like just, in my secret agent outfit, hanging out here in headquarters. I got to get into a disguise, man, so they don't know who it is. So we'll do that. We'll get in disguise before we jump into the game. But first, let's talk a little bit about blockchain gaming in general. What is it? Maybe you haven't heard the term before. Maybe you have. You've been here on the show. We just kind of go through a little bit here so you guys understand and exactly what is going on, and what it's all about. What are the best parts of it? Why do we want to be paying attention, Stache? And that's what we're going to show you. So I have this thing I call the Triforce of blockchain gaming. I love that Triforce. What do you think about that Triforce graphic, Riz?
I think it's pretty sweet, but it's missing a middle. What could be in the middle there?
No, there's nothing in the middle. There's nothing in the middle.
But it makes me just want to stick a fourth thing on the Triforce.
Dang, Squirrelic is calling you out, Riz.
Oh, he's talking trash this whole time.
Dang, Squirrelicus, dude. Thank you so much, buddy, for that subscription. Calling out our mod Riz with those rookie numbers. Wow.
And
the game on now, Riz.
Oh, Jesus. I'm going to have to start my own channel after this.
Yeah, game on now, dude. He's coming for you, buddy.
I love it. I love that enthusiasm.
Yeah, it is good. I love it too, man. I'm all about it. So this is the blockchain, the Triforce of blockchain gaming, because what it comes down to is that blockchain gaming has three important parts to it. And I feel like when you put all these together, it makes a complete Triforce. Like everything is all there, right? Yeah, Jumpman Cryptos from Zelda for sure. So the first piece is NFT based assets, right? So these are assets that you can own outside of the centralized servers that the game is run on, right? And you can trade them, right? You can trade them outside those servers, so they don't just live inside wherever that server is. If that's the case, you're just renting those damn things, right? If you're buying skins from a game like Fortnite, you're just renting that skin. You don't own that skin. I think you own it, but try to do something with it. I can do like the stuff I own. If I own I own my car. I own my car. If I crash that car, I could crash that car if I want to. Now I don't want to do that, but I could. And so that's an important part of ownership. You could do the things you want with it, right?
Yeah.
Or burn it, like so the equivalent would be to burn an NFT or one of these items, and you could do that too. Like, hey, I'm just gonna burn this thing and it's gone forever. So that's also a possibility. You know?
And what's even cool is sometimes it's backed by crypto. So if you did burn it, you can get some crypto that backs it, which is awesome.
Yeah, exactly. So that's kind of one of the things that is important. That's the first piece of the Triforce right there, right? The second piece is playing to earn. So not only do you can you buy these things in the store, right? Like, so if I was offering a cool skin from my play to earn game, my NFT game, you can buy it, but you can also earn it in game. That's super important, is that you can earn it in game. Right? So playing to earn. So you're monetizing your time. So instead of going in and spending 1,000 hours playing a game, and then you're like, all right, I finished, I'm done, I don't want to play this game anymore, I earned all this shit in it, and I paid for all these really cool skins and things like that, but I can't trade them because they don't let me, and I can't sell my account because they don't let me. And so the fact that you can play to earn these items, not just buy them with real money transactions, it's big. It's revolutionary.
Yeah, I always tell people my World of Warcraft account got deleted, and for all those WoW players out there, I mean, how many hours did you spend? And you can't do anything with any of the stuff if you give it up, that is.
Exactly, man. Game Token, what's going on, guys? Thanks for the follows there. So yeah, we're just talking about some of the tenets here of blockchain gaming, and yeah, Riz, I mean, that's a great story, man. That happens. It's happened to, I mean, how many gamers has that happened to?
Yeah, it's terrible. And like, even the biggest gamers today in WoW, they wish they had some of the OG stuff from the early 2000s. And it would be great if I could log into my account and sell it, and say, hey, all right, here's 50, give me 50 grand and you can have this old sword or something, right?
Yeah.
Can't do it.
Exactly.
Do it.
So that's one of the big things. That's the second piece of the Triforce of gaming. So, thank you so much for that T-Fuel dono there, man. Thank you so much. Mustache love for you, buddy. Olivor, thanks, man. So that's the second piece. The third piece is actually, the first two pieces are incredibly important. Those are the pieces for the gamers themselves. But the third piece is all about the devs, because you can't leave them out. They have to be a part of this, and they have to be one of the main pieces, because if they're not, then the devs won't want to do it, right? And that's devs' profit. They make more profit, but with this model, they do. And so what it comes down to is that, as a developer, I spend 8 hours making a cool skin, right? My team does, and then we go and sell it for $20 in the store, and we make I don't know, however many until it's the sale's done or whatever. We make all that money, but that's it. The sale's in there. When you're done selling that thing and it's sold out, or you've decided to discontinue it, you're not making any more money off that damn thing anymore. It's over. But with the whole blockchain gaming, ecosystem, play to earn, NFT assets, you can then be getting residuals off of these third-party marketplaces that are from the people who are buying and selling all of your assets from your game. The original creator of any NFT, not just a game, but anybody that creates an NFT and then sells it on a platform, they'll be able to get residuals, right, of those secondary sales. And so that's a pretty important thing right there, to be able to get that increases your profits significantly as a developer. Think about that. Before, maybe you only made, we'll say, $10,000 on selling all those skins, and that's where it stopped. But then now you set it to where you're making 5% of every sale of that skin in the future, and then those 10,000 skins change hands 1,000 times. I mean, you could run that math right there. It's a lot of extra profit. So I think that's a really big tenet here, and that I think is enough to really incentivize developers to get on board with this. It's just about how do you incorporate it? What are the pitfalls, things like that. It's still new enough where there are these things and there are concerns, and AAA studios probably aren't going to just jump in right away doing that.
Yeah, and what I love about that is it incentivizes them to make a great game with great items, and that's what gaming is all about, right? Games that just last forever. So if you make a game that goes on forever and ever, and all your items keep moving around and trading hands, I mean, if a sliver of that's always coming back to you, that's a great incentive to make an awesome game.
Yeah. Think about how much Blizzard would have made if they had launched World of Warcraft originally with NFT assets. I mean, it would be so much more money.
God. Dude, I can't even imagine.
Billions of dollars. I'm not even just billions and billions of dollars. Yeah. So yeah, that's kind of, you know, that's one of that's the last piece of the Triforce of blockchain gaming, and all those pieces together, they make this complete ecosystem. And this is where we're heading, guys. This is what you guys are going to be, you know, in for. And that's what we talk about. Those are the types of games we play on here. We show you how you can buy and, you know, get these NFT assets, how you can use them in the game, how you're playing it, how you can play to earn, which is Gods Unchained has one of the best play to earn models that I've seen so far. There's some other great ones out there too we play on the channel, but theirs is one of my faves. And then the fact that then the devs, yeah, you can profit. You know, you're getting a percentage of these sales on these secondary marketplaces. So it's a lot of fun. Theta is ripping. Yeah, man, Theta is on a freaking tear. Where are my Theta holders at, man? I'm a proud Theta holder. I've been holding Theta since before they had T-Fuel. But T-Fuel is also on a tear, guys. It's like up 300-something% in the last month and a half or something. It's crazy. I knew Theta was going to be big. That's why I switched everything to, and I quit streaming on Twitch. I was like, I'm done. I'm not streaming on YouTube anymore. Last summer, I switched over. I was like, I want to go to Theta. I love what's happening here. I always believed in them, but I was like, you know, I'm going to make the switch full time, show people that I mean business. I'm coming to this platform because that's how much I believe in. I'm putting all of my stock into it. Not only am I investing in the tokens, I'm here exclusively streaming. I am building on the Theta platform. I'm doing cool things like NFT giveaways with you guys. And I'm also building other things that tie into things that I'm doing here on Theta too, man. You guys are going to shit your pants when you see all the cool shit that I have coming up for this show. And then you guys will be able to say, oh man, I was watching the Secret Agent Stache show when almost nobody was watching, when it was just a few of us. And then there'll be thousands at some point, and you guys will be like, yeah, I'm an original agent. So I think that's a pretty cool thing, man. You guys will get some of these cool things.
Well, after that, I think you just jinxed it.
I probably did.
I think it's time to sell, boys.
That's me knocking on some wood here, guys. Hey, it's time to sell, guys. It's a bubble. Stache talking about it too much.
That was the biggest jinx I've ever heard.
Yeah, it's a big. So good to have a lot of Theta holders in chat here, and I'm glad you guys are doing well. I'm doing well with Theta. You know, I lament because I've talked about this. If you guys have followed me, you know, I was trying to get to 10,000 Theta that I was holding, and I missed my buy opportunity at 22 cents because I had it set just below 22 over the last summer. And Riz gave a sword to me. Oh, great, Riz, 100 T-Fuel. Eat this, Squirrel-a-Kiss. Suck it. Yeah, I need some more cool gift sword thingies like that. Those are like the standard ones, but they're still pretty cool.
All right, so I just stabbed Squirrel-a-Kiss with a sword.
Yeah,
let's see if he comes back with a shield. All right, Squirrel-a-Kiss.
Yeah, Squirrel-a-Kiss, you got pierced in the heart with that sword right there. Wow. Thank you so much for the T-Fuel dono there, Riz. I appreciate it, buddy.
You got it, buddy.
Okay, so we've talked a little bit about blockchain gaming, what it is. If you guys have questions, you know, toss them in chat. I want to, if you have questions specifically about the game while we're playing it, definitely let me know. And if Riz sees some good questions in there, he'll shout them out to me. I try and watch the chat as much as I can, but man, it's hard to watch chat, play the game, and look this good. It's hard. So we're going to jump in, though. We're going to jump in. But what do we got to do before we get into the game, Riz? What do we got to do, man?
Get into a disguise. A new
Boom.
one, right?
That is true. We can't go and infiltrate today's game, Gods Unchained, without getting into a disguise. If I do, then I go in there, they're going to know it's me. They're going to like, oh, dude, there's Stache right there. Like, you can tell he's in a secret agent outfit. We know that. We know him. We know what he looks like. But if I get into disguise, there's no way they're going to know. I'll be able to show you all the tips and tricks, all the cool shit about the game, how it all works, and they'll never know it's me, right? They'll never know. So we got to get in disguise. We're going to do that. And while I'm changing into disguise, you guys start putting some guesses in chat, and we'll hook up people who are doing guesses and who has like the closest guess. You guys will get some prizes. So start doing that when we do this, because, you know, I love, you know, I'm generous with the prizes, but if you don't guess, you got no chance to get nothing. So let's do this. We'll see you in a second.
Secret Agent Stache, Secret Agent Stache, wearing new disguises on every get his streams.
said, well, hey, it's a Beetle Stache here, and we're gonna go into Gods Unchained, and of course we're gonna just see if we can exercise all the gods out of the Gods Unchained. I don't know. And so what we're gonna do. So Beetle Stache here today, and we're gonna jump into Gods Unchained. And we're gonna play a little bit of the card game for you guys. All right, you ready? All right, let's do it. All right. There we go, Beetle Stache here today, and I love this one, but I need some makeup. It's a hard thing to do though, guys. But this is I think this is a pretty good Beetle Stache. What do you guys think? What do you guys?
I thought you said you were getting into a costume.
What's?
And
you guys had some.
Nothing's changed.
Nothing's changed. It's like, dang, you look good though. So Beetle Stache here, and yeah, you guys had some really great guesses. I'm not gonna lie in chat, man. What do you think was the closest guess, Riz, to what I have right here?
Closest guess.
Yeah, who do you think was closest to Beetlejuice?
I don't think anything. There's a clown stash or jester stash. I don't know. There's not. I'm not seeing it here. Car salesman. I mean, you got kind of a car salesman suit on. Maybe.
All right.
maybe
well,
there.
I want you to pick the 5 best and see, and then hook them up with some of those Theta prizes. Drop a crate on them or one of those cool emotes. I think you could do that, right? You can drop some stuff on.
I don't think I can do that.
Yeah. Right click and then no gift item.
No, I can only time people out. Like if you want me to time Squirrellicus out for a minute.
I'll have to find out how to give you mod privileges for that, and we can hook people up. All right, well, I'm gonna go through. I'm gonna give a couple good ones to some people that I really liked here. Collector tax stash. That was pretty good. Who else did a pretty good one? Clown stash, Inspector stash.
Stonk stash is a good one.
Stonk stash.
It doesn't look like you, but
I like Elon.
I like that.
Elon stash is a good one. Big Bird stash.
Big Bird stash. Stash Bandicoot.
That'd be hard. Ooh, Stash Bandicoot's a good one too.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna drop a couple on here for you guys that did it. Stonk stash? That was a really good one. I like that one. Good job, Squirrellicus.
I was testing my timeout, so
you timed out Squirrellicus.
Just 1 minute
Burn.
test. 1 minute test.
Stash Gordon's a pretty good one too. Good one, Alex. What else we got that was good, man? You guys had some really good dang guesses, man. I'll have to steal some of these for some of the next costumes here. Car salesman stash. Yeah, so you guys had some great guesses. So I dropped a couple crates for you guys for guessing. Thank you so much. And so yeah, we're gonna jump into Gods Unchained today as Beetle Stache, and there's definitely no one that could top this. So I say Bozak dyes his hair gray. That would be it. Exactly. I could be a Bozak, but I would need more beard. I need more beard for that. All right, you guys ready to play some games? Let's do this. Okay, I gotta get this set up because Gods Unchained is a little bit of a weird way that this game works, man. Because I can never stream, and they still haven't fixed this, guys. And it still kind of pisses me off. But you can't ever like load the game screen that you launch the game from. I don't know why that is, but I've told them about like a year ago, and they still haven't done anything about it. So I don't know that they're gonna do anything about it anytime soon. So I got to bring up chat here so I can just like do a full screen share for you guys. All right.
Man, Squirrellicus over here talking smack. I like this guy.
It's good.
Girl.
It's good. Okay, let's see. All right. All right, so I gotta do like a full screen capture. It kind of sucks. It's a little awkward and stuff, but it will work, and we'll make it work, and we're gonna jump into it. So, if you guys are seeing what I'm seeing here, this is Gods Unchained. So Gods Unchained is a free to play game. It doesn't cost anything to get started. You can download the game client from godsunchained.com. And just kind of get started on it, and they give you cards and stuff to begin with. You don't even have to buy anything. Now, of course, you can buy stuff and you upgrade your decks and all those cool things. But in general, it's a great game that you can play to earn those things too. And so when we talk about, well, what does that really look like? Well, you can see right here. Here's a good example. I'm level 90, or I'm level 95 right now. When I hit level 96, I'll get a neutral core rare pack. Those are cards I now own. I can put them in my decks. I can use them to increase my stuff. So it's really cool that you can do that. That you can actually play and earn these things, and not necessarily have to go buy all of the packs, right? And of course, then you can trade and things like that in the marketplace too. Once you get to a certain level, you can fuse things together in the forge. Once you've gotten two of the lowest level of cards, which is kind of how that works. And so you fuse your low level cards together, 2 of them, so then you can then sell them in the marketplace. So there's some incentivization there too. So the 2 modes that we go about here is you have 2 things you're really ever going to be looking at. You have ranked, which is how you earn, right? And this is playing against everybody else out there in different tiers, right? You have different ranks. You can see right now I'm in Midnight Shadow rank, kind of heading towards Auric Gold. I actually, last time I was playing, I was in Auric Gold, and I got smashed on the last couple games and dropped me down pretty quick. So, it's free now. It's always been free, Bruggy. This game they've never charged for this game. This game has always been free. So that's a pretty cool thing, I think. Mm-hmm.
So a couple of people are asking about your referrals. There is a new referral system, but it makes you kind of like do a bunch of tasks. So I don't know do you have a link for that too?
I do, yeah. It's CryptoStache.com/Gods Unchained, all one word.
All right, I'll put that in the chat.
Yeah, so if you guys want to jump on that, I would appreciate it. So if you guys are looking to jump in this game, you could use my ref link or not. It's not. I appreciate the support. It's not. It's not something necessary, but yeah. You can definitely do that and hit up the game and start playing, and this will be a good way. But yeah, it's free to jump in. It doesn't cost anything. So, I can see a refer the front. Yeah, and so anyone can earn. Yeah, and basically, not only do I get a little code, but you guys earn. So with this code, you can jump in right now and do. I think it's like 8 missions that they give you, 8 tasks, and then in conjunction with Coinbase, they teamed up with them. To be able to give away some Ethereum. So you earn some ETH just by jumping in this game, playing it for free, and you can do that right out the box. I'm going to show you how. So right when you jump in and you're doing this, if you go look at you can go to, you won't have anything in your collections, but if you go to your workshop, this is where you create your decks. This is where you put all the cards together and make your deck. Now you can see here, just off the get-go, there's these starter decks, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And so everybody gets these decks. All the cards that are in here, they're free cards, and you can actually go in, not only use these pre-made decks, but you can go in like mix and match from this pool of these what they call welcome set cards, right? So the welcome set is what everybody gets. Everybody gets them when they're first playing the game. So we're gonna actually play a couple matches with these welcome sets, even though I'm probably going to lose at the level that I'm at, right? At Mythic, at the ranking I'm at, which is Midnight Shadow, which is it's not super high, but it's not really at the level where you'd be using these starter decks. But the starter decks are really good, actually. They'll get you to probably level 30 or so, maybe level 35. Really just using one of these if you in that respect. So. And by that time, you will have earned a bunch of packs. So when you're first starting out, like at level 1, you earn packs like super fast and good packs. Like you start to get epic packs, and then you get like a legendary pack at each one of these big milestones. So I think that's pretty cool too, man. It's earning all the stuff. So does it play sort of like Magic the Gathering, more like Hearthstone? Yeah, I mean it's very much like both games, kind of. It's you have cards, they do things, you make decks out of them, and you crush your opponents. So in that respect, yes, very much like these other card games. But Gods Unchained has its own thing, and I actually really love the story behind Gods Unchained. That's something that they don't put out and talk about that much. But they've actually have like a writer that is crafting the story behind what's happening in Gods Unchained, right? And so that's how we've gotten to the new series of This is like the second series of cards they've released recently called Trial of the Gods. They had Genesis set, and then now they just recently released Trial of the Gods. And so there's a whole story behind that, and I really love that they're doing that. So I do hope they continue to do that. Have you looked into any of those stories there is? Any of that? Guess not. Maybe Riz has muted me again. We'll see. I don't know.
Sorry, I was talking to myself.
Oh.
Here I am on like a whole speech. Yeah, no, I definitely have seen that they've done that. I love games that have lore behind them, so that when you're in battle, you're kind of like, thinking about the characters and who you're playing. I haven't looked into it that much for Gods Unchained specifically.
Yeah.
But I think it is super cool, and
Yeah.
it makes it, when you actually own the card in the NFT, it makes it more interesting, because some of the more powerful characters are more rare, right? So in the story, and actually, remember last year they did a drop of a super rare character to like an unknown Ethereum address, which I think is probably still unclaimed.
It is, yes. One of the rarest cards in the game. There's these god cards, right? In the Theta god card, the person who won it in the raffle has never been like opened it. It's just sitting in their wallet. Someone has like a $60,000 card, because the last god card went for about that price. It was like, I think it sold for like $52,000 at the time.
Yep.
Now in that amount of it sold for is way more, but at the time, even like 2 years ago, it was that much. So yeah, there's like one of those god guys somewhere out there. Someone has it. They don't know it. They probably may never check, and it may be lost forever because of that. So
that's crazy.
I know. I wish it was my wallet, man. I'll tell you.
Damn.
Yeah. So yeah, there are some interesting things like that. But so I was just kind of showing you guys here. Someone says, "Is this on Ethereum?" Yes, this game is on Ethereum, but out of all of the scaling solutions that are coming to Ethereum to try and help with gas fees for trading things and buying things, Immutable, the company that it makes Gods Unchained, they're the closest to launching their scaling solution called Immutable X. And it's a built-in marketplace and technology that will, that games will run on, so they can trade, buy, sell things within their environment, and there's no fees. So that, I know for sure that is coming incredibly soon for Gods Unchained. I have not been trading in the marketplace. I haven't been buying packs for months now, waiting for this, just biding my time. I'm still playing the game every now and then, but I'm just not as active trading or in the marketplaces, because it's just not worth it with the fees. They're crushing us. But Immutable is on the way to help us.
Yes, I have cards that have been for sale for months, but the fee to actually accept somebody's offer is more than the offer itself. Yeah. So it's it's one of those things that's really tough. And in fact, if you're in chat right now and you have a card listed on OpenSea or something where you cannot claim it, let me know, because I want to know if other people are feeling that pain.
Yeah, right. So SAAT Gaming says it looks like a poor man's Splinterlands, though. I think it couldn't be farther from the truth. I don't know why. To be perfectly honest, I feel like the art in this game is a little bit better than Splinterlands, and the gameplay by far is totally different. So Splinterlands is very basic gameplay. It's more about strategy, but this is an actual played game instead of it being an AI kind of determined just based upon what you put in your deck. So. Completely different games, different gameplays. I love both of them. I play Splinterlands on here all the time too. But I feel like the art in here is actually a little bit better, in my opinion, on some of those things. The art of Splinterlands is pretty cool too. So, all right. So I was just kind of showing you guys a couple of these decks that we're going to play. These are the starter decks, and like I said, they're actually not bad. And so I played a little bit of them because these came well after I was already like pretty high enough level to not be using them consistently. But we will use some of those. But I want to show you some of the other things too. So the marketplace, just so you guys see what it looks like this. So everyone's selling cards. There's it shows you how many are available of that specific type. They have high-end ones like gold, right? And they have legendary ones. They have diamond versions, which are super rare. There's but like I said, there's not a lot of action. I feel like going on right now. Shadow versions of cards. So you can see that. And then the other thing cool is actually that they've added recently is called the Star Store. And so not only do you earn other things while you're playing, you earn Flux, right? Which we'll talk about in a second, but you also earn star points now. And you can redeem these star points for cool things like different cards, right? Cheaper ones, or like here's a welcome deal. So Wiznapper, you can get it for 1,800, or some of the really cool ones, which I love, like the weekly specials or the shadow ones. So for 12,500 star, I could get this limited edition one. So you could just get a shadow card, and some of these may not actually be. This may be the only way to get them too. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's cool. It's play to earn.
Scoreless says, can you just post the actual code in chat? Because the account that asks for the account name and then the referral code. Oh, yeah, I can do that, guys. Let me go grab it real quick for you.
Yeah, I did it actually.
Oh, you did?
Or
Okay.
I think I grabbed it. Yeah, so I pulled it from the URL, which I think has, yeah, okay,
Yeah.
he got it. Yeah, he got it.
Cool. Thanks, man. Yeah, thanks for putting that in there, Riz. Appreciate it, buddy. So that's kind of what the marketplace looks like in the Star Store. And then, you know, once you start collecting cards, like you can come here to your collections and see all your cards. So not only do you have cards, but you also have like little extra things like boards, right? So you can choose different level boards, like different loadouts. And you can see I have this is my loadout right now. I'm using the Chaos level 3 board that I have. I got that in the last drawing. And then I'm using my level 4 corrupt, a trinket to go on it. And then what else did I have selected? Oh, and then my Mystic Gyro level 4 as well. So you can put these little trinkets on your board, and it kind of just customizes the look of your board, right? Which is pretty cool. And there's a bunch of different ones that you can do. So you can see like more trinkets and stuff, but it all comes here so you can mess with it. So that's pretty fun too. The next thing I want to show you guys is the Forge. So this is where you come when you've earned a bunch of those packs I've been talking about for free as you play. You can then come here and combine some of those cards together to be able to create one that you can sell. So like you can see if I wanted to combine Assassin's Aim, so I have 2 of them here, and you can see, boom, fusing is temporarily disabled because of the high fees, but this is how it works, right? So you can see that I would essentially fuse these together. It uses Flux, and Flux is the like fusing crypto, but these things are disabled because we're waiting for Immutable to really get in there, you know. Can you play it on iPad? No. This is no. You have to do it on a desktop or a laptop. You could not play this on iPad. They don't have a mobile version yet, but they will. They're definitely they got to get the scaling solution in place first, guys. They're not going to put a mobile version out before they put out the scaling solution. So.
Yeah, I think these kind of card games make such great mobile type games. You know, you're sitting on the bus, you're sitting around, you know, and you can just play a couple rounds. So I think if they can get these games mobile, it's going to just explode the user base. Yeah, for sure, man. I mean, that's always been their intention. You know, their intention is always to make this a game that's very played heavily on mobile. Yep. But you know, they've known that the scaling solution is the most important thing, so that's been on the back burner. Until they have that in place, I don't expect that to happen. So yeah, so those are the main features here that we have here in Gods Unchained, the things you can do. And then when you look at like, well, you know, all right, let's get to playing. Damn, shut up and just play, man. Well, like I said, there's 2 ways to do it. You know, you can play ranked against other people, and there's random matches, right? In your rank, or you can do a direct challenge, right? So I could put a code out here, and then someone playing Gods Unchained can take that code, stick it in here, and then they'll challenge me. And so we'll do some of those here in a second. But I want to play some ranked so I can show you guys these welcome decks. So I'm gonna trade out from my created deck, and we're gonna go with the light starter deck. Because I haven't played, this is the one I think I've played the least. I'm setting myself up for a little bit of disaster here, but that's okay. I want to show you guys. You know, I'm not really concerned about my ranking, to be perfectly honest. I enjoyed playing the game, and I want to show you guys some of the cool features. Yeah, it's nothing we haven't seen already.
It's true. All right, let's see if this will actually load like this, because I don't know if it will.
So what does a light deck mean? Is that just certain characters, certain abilities?
Yeah, so there's 6 different gods, right? So each one of them has their own set of characteristics of god powers, things like that. So we're gonna go with Summon Acolyte. And I don't know if you guys can see this. Can you guys? I don't know if you guys are seeing my game. Let me see here. No. Game capture, come on, man. There we go. All right, so this is your mulligan. You can switch out cards here. Always trying to get like a little bit of lower cards in this thing. I don't want dupes. Okay. Usually I do a little bit faster, but yeah, the game client wasn't working there for a second. So
I cannot lose. Best of luck.
All right, so I'm going first. You can see here's my mana, right? We both start off with 1 mana, and you know, this is my little extra mana blip I get. But I'm going first, so I only get 1. The guy who goes second gets 3 of those. So I only really have one play. That's it. So this card right here, hidden for 1 turn, this is actually a pretty good card. So it's a 1 mana card, but a 2/2, and it's hidden for 1 turn, which is a pretty good thing. So it can't be the effect of any spells here on this first turn, which who I'm playing against here, which is the magic one. So I'm light, he's magic. Herein versus oh, I forget this dude's name. What is his freaking name? Tario. That's right. I'm like, it's like all the gods Unchained and knowledge is like.
So what's the object of the game? To crush the card on the other side, the god card? On the
yeah,
other side?
exactly. So we each have 30 hit points here, or health points. You know, just like I said, it's very similar to Hearthstone Magic the Gathering. So you know, want to do direct damage to your god there, and you know, whoever's the first to kill, and that's it. That's the game. So pretty simple. Okay, so this is a pretty good one. Give 1 health to other friendly creatures, or do we want to go with Hunt Warden, which we could because we can add our mana blip, and I think that's what we want to do right now. We're just going to go direct. Because see, he doesn't have anything to block me. You have to have something, what they call, it's all gone. It's all gone. I put the Beetlejuice wig on, it's like, poof.
You're hanging with Bozak too much. I think,
yeah.
You guys enjoying some of that,
No, it's not true. Frontline. I'm like, why isn't it coming? Frontline. I gotta get in the Gods Unchained thing again. So frontline is basically, you know, blocks, and you have to attack that thing first, right? So if you have a frontline creature, it would block your god from being attacked, right? I don't have any of those right now, but that's okay. So now we could play this guy. We don't have much else. We could do our god powers. Each one has a god power. His is deal 2 damage to enemy creature, and mine is summon an acolyte 2/2. This is probably the best time to do this versus doing these guys, but so we're gonna do that and go ahead and get rid of that. And we're just gonna keep going attacks. I could take his creature out right now, but it also has an afterlife effect, so it deals 1 damage to a random enemy creature when it dies. So I'm just gonna let it sit there for a second. I'm not even gonna mess with that guy.
Now, can you use your god ability every time you have 3 mana available?
Yep.
Okay.
But only once per turn. Oh, and I keep not sending it back over. See, like when I'm playing and not talking and streaming, I'm like boom, 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 you know. And so you see this, he's gonna keep wasting his cards because that's what the magic one, they have a lot of spells, right? Direct damage spells. That's one of the big tenets of magic as a deck, right? As a god. Ooh, that's not very good. I don't want that right now. Transform a creature with cost 5 or less into a 2/2 acolyte. Perfect. That's exactly what we want. So I'm going to transform his creature into another acolyte. Oh, I didn't realize that it gives it a shield. That definitely wasn't a good idea. That's okay. We'll just keep trading here and just having fun with it. Like I said, I don't know this deck very well, so I haven't played this particular deck. You know, usually the decks I build I know very well.
So when you drop a card and it pulls from the bank on the side, is that a random card from the bank, or do you know what's coming?
This is your draw pile here on the left. So every turn you get a card. When you drop a card, the one you saw me drop, that was like a spell. So I had to like point to what it was going to attack.
Mm-hmm.
Honor guides me.
Ooh, each creature in your hand +1 health. That's pretty cool. So, yeah, this is not. Yeah, I put myself in a worse position than before. I got his imp. That's hilarious. And it gives me +1, but at least I can play it. So you know, this is a very heavy strategy game. So if you ever played anything like Hearthstone, you'll definitely know. That you know, card knowledge is huge. Knowing about the other cards, what they do, how they work in conjunction with each other, how they work against your opponent. Those are all definitely things. And so I shouldn't have played that one because I didn't realize it gave him a shield too. He's now protected. That's what's called protected.
Now, does that absorb 1 hit?
Yep, it absorbs 1 hit, so I'll still take damage, but they won't. Okay, we're gonna drop this guy here because this is the best play we can do right now. This one has regeneration on it, right? So I upped it
That's
a little bit
enough for
here,
now.
and it has regeneration, so it'll regenerate any you know, that one health point every turn. But if we had an extra mana blip, I would have dropped one of these too, and that would have helped with that.
You must realize there's nowhere left for you to hide.
Christy says you should hire her for the pit crew to work on that makeup of yours.
Yeah.
Oh man, they're just jabbing us today from the chat.
Yeah.
They're really giving it to us.
Apparently, I can't afford her. So yeah, I'm getting pretty hammered on here, guys. Like I said, because this is you know, this deck you really probably should be playing at the level that I'm at, but that's okay. It is definitely a great deck. You know, these welcome decks are actually really good for lower level for sure.
My, what do we have here?
But yeah, he's just gonna keep beating up on me. He's got a lot of good
to
little
victory.
creatures he's thrown out here, and I don't really, you know, he's been able to take out my creatures every time. And so that's one thing you kind of want to do, is you want to get to a point where, like, you know, you're taking out their creatures, smashing on them, you know, because then they have nothing. Every time they're just playing something and trying to play catch up. They're trying to play catch up. And so you can see he wants to mage bolt my stuff, use it there, and then, you know, he'll probably attack with some other ones. Probably, we'll see. I don't know.
Now, how many cards can you have on the board? So I see he has 6.
6. That's the maximum. Yep.
Is that the maximum? Okay.
So if 6 on the board, no other ones can play. So yeah, see, he wants to try and clear all of my creatures every time. You'll sacrifice as many as it takes.
Right.
I can't say I'm surprised.
But yeah, I mean, he handily has this match. I mean,
Honor guides
it's without
me.
question here. So. So yeah, not much we can do. I mean, we can do a Radiant Spirit is probably our best play, and then drop a Battlement Luminary, so it pumps up the Radiant Spirit a bit. But that's I mean, we
enough
really,
for now.
you know, it doesn't protect me. I don't have any front line, so he can just keep hitting hitting me directly.
So over on the right, I see some grayed out boxes. What does that mean over there?
Yeah, it's a great question. So this is called the Sanctum. So these are like your sideboard. If you know about Magic, these are cards that you can use your favor points that you're earning to be able to redeem to use these in the matches. And so this is my favor right here, and you earn favor every time you either attack a god like he just did, or you destroy one of their creatures, and your creature lives. And so you earn those points, and then you can pop this out, and you can spin those points on one of these cards, and they can be definitely game changing. So the Sanctum is a big thing in that direction. All right, so yeah, not much to do. So yeah, if we can get something out there, that will give me at least front line. But the only thing we really could do, let me see. Well, we could do this, and then we can do this, and then we can do this. That's about as good as I'm gonna get right there. So I could hold on for maybe one more turn. But my death is inevitable, guys. Like but I'm actually surprised I've held on this long. I'm a little surprised.
So Squirrelicus says he says, you know what? Forget the starter decks. He wants to see your most powerful deck in action.
I'm gonna get there. So yeah, I don't know who was saying the thing about Splinterlands, but yeah, you can see there's a huge difference between this game and Splinterlands. It works incredibly different. And like now you see this dude, he's just toying with me right now. He left me with 1 health because he thinks it's super cool to do that. That's okay.
Yeah, Splinterlands, for those of you guys who know Hearthstone, which I don't know Hearthstone that well, but this game is more like Hearthstone. Splinterlands is more like Hearthstone Battlegrounds, which is like a quicker version of Hearthstone.
Yeah. And they've actually recently done some balancing changes here to the game as well. So before when you were going past the 5 mana mark, it actually took 2 turns and then 3 turns to get to the next level. Well, they've changed that now to make the game a little bit speedier.
Nice. So
with this kind of game too, the meta on this game changes all of the time. I mean, there's people who are changing decks and changing strategies and like that, and they're balancing stuff. So you can go to some really cool sites like GU Stats and GU Dex is another one, or Unchained Stats. I'm sorry, UnchainedStache.com and GU Dex. They're both places where you can go and see, like, well, what are the top tier people? The people at the very top, what are they playing? What decks are they using? What strategy are they going with? You can actually see all that because it's all on chain. So you can see, like, he's just toying with me. He knows that there's nothing I can do. So he's just messing with me. That's okay.
I can just hear him laughing.
Yeah. And let's do that.
Yeah, we're getting some calls from chat. They want the nuclear deck. They want whatever you got. All guns blazing.
Well, yeah. I wanted to show you guys the welcome deck. This is they're cool. They're here. You can do it. Is it gonna make sense? I don't know. Let's see.
Guys,
Who
I
do
don't
we
know if it's
take
gonna
out?
help it.
It may not. It may not. I have because I haven't played in a couple weeks since they've done some of those balancing changes. And so, I have not switched up my decks or looked at the recent meta and what's what and what people are doing. So, there we go. Boom. Stache loses. But I mean, I like I said, you really don't want to be at this level. Once you get probably past like level 30 or so, those beginner decks, just the ones that are pre-made, they're definitely not. They're not going to be super effective, right?
Right. Yeah.
Not that you couldn't still use it, but you'll be earning cards by then, so you can start creating your own decks instead of using them yourself.
So this game, you guys may have heard last year, this game actually made big news because I think there was actually a Hearthstone player, Hearthstone being created by Blizzard, who got banned from a tournament for, I think, something he said on Twitter or something political. I don't know about that.
He was supporting Hong Kong and what was going on there against the kind of the crazy government stuff they were trying to impose. And then they were like, all right, no, we're not. Yeah, it was crazy. I couldn't believe it.
Yeah, so he got banned. So Gods Unchained jumped in and they said, listen, if you were playing our version of this game, the on-chain decentralized blockchain card game, we wouldn't be able to stop you. You could just jump into the games or play with people because we couldn't take your ability to play away. So that was like a huge moment. Gods Unchained very briefly was in gaming news for that. That was about a year and a half ago, maybe.
Yeah. I remember that very well, and I was like, man, I can't believe. And crazy too. At the same time, not as it didn't bring as many people to the game as I thought it would have.
Yeah, it's one of those things
That's
where,
okay, though.
You make some noise on social media and it kind of lasts for like a day. But people ultimately, unless they see their favorite streamer or like a mega gamer actually playing, it's hard to get them to commit, buy the decks, learn the game. They want to see their favorite streamers and stuff playing it usually. Yeah.
No, I totally get it, man. Well, I should be your new favorite streamer if I'm not already.
Oh, well, obviously. I mean...
All right, so I loaded one of my actual crafted decks here, so we'll have a better chance. I'm not saying I'm going to win, but better chance.
Well, here comes PWOW 2 hours late. Hey, PWOW.
You're late, PWOW. It's because he's probably been whoring around with some other streamers. Just kidding. One of the things actually I want to point out, this is actually a pretty cool thing. I was talking about the story for Gods Unchained. On these loading screens, they always give you a little bit of the story. So Lysander is the chosen of Ethereal. That's the one, the god I was just playing. He's the god of light. Now we're playing the nature god, but it's cool. They give you a little bit of a different story. So, what were we doing with this one? We're doing Animal Bond.
Oh, and PWOW actually wants to play a match. So.
Yeah, we'll do some matches there, PWOW. I'll put out the code here after we play a couple of these.
Knock 'em dead.
And so you guys will see this go a lot faster because I know this deck. I've set this deck up. I know how it plays. It's a lot easier when you know all the cards. Like I said, card knowledge is important, man. Summon 3/2 experimental outcome. All right.
So it looks like the guy on the other side, does he have one of those special boards?
Yep. This is one of the special boards right here too. I have this. I don't have this exact one, but I have a dragon one like this. It's one level lower than his.
Yep.
Awaken.
So we're gonna Canopy Barrage. And whichever one it takes out, I'm fine with. Yes! Well, that wasn't good because that was the one that had the the living container on it, but all good now. Then we're gonna get the chicken out here. And I think we're okay. Or do we blip and put some more shit out? Nope, we're gonna stay. So now I'm playing against Death, the Death God, and so Death is all about you know, the afterlife type stuff. So things that happen after a card dies, and also doing direct damage to a god. So you'll see a lot of that happening here, and that's what he kind of pulled off. And you can go look here in what he's done. Like living container is a pretty good spell, and it was a way to bring back, you know, some of the creatures that died.
That looks like a Splinterlands chicken right there.
Yeah, it kind of is, right?
Is that a frontline take a hit character?
No. You'll the front lines, you can tell they have like a border around them. It looks like a wall.
Okay.
Yep. So let's see. So we got a little bit of confused going on here, but let's see if we can get lucky. Come on, chicken. Yes, thank you, chicken. And so that was good. Thank you, chicken. I appreciate that. So we're gonna drop our Rhino here, and then this Ruined Ass also has a Venom Salve, so both gods unlock a mana lock when this one dies. So like I said, there's a lot of afterlife effects when it comes down to the Death God. And her name is Melissus. And Aeon is the god of nature.
Snakes. Why did it have to be snakes?
Yeah.
What movie?
So then now this is another new one that you'll see right here with this like a poison-looking dagger. That means that they have deadly. So no matter what the other card is, if you attack that card, it's going to immediately kill it, no matter how big, no matter what's going on. So we gotta, you know, I don't know, we gotta play that a little bit different, because what he wants to deadly is this guy right here. He wants this big guy right here to deadly. So let me see the best play. See, if I was one more mana blip up here, I could you know, get to the 6th level and play this card with my little mana blip, but I need one more turn to get there. So that's not going to be the play here. So I'm probably going to play a couple of these with a combination of this, but I want to attack first with this guy. So I do want to go face but he's confused, so I'm not. His target is going to be random. See, that was not necessarily the one I wanted, but it did unlock a mana lock. And so I can do the bowl, which is kind of cool, so I'll play that. And he is a frontline. So what's going to happen here is now he's going to attack he's going to take the Sand Scorpion and kill the frontline guy. So I probably shouldn't have played that one, but it will keep my overgrown Rhino still on the table. So because this is a pretty good card, so I probably shouldn't have played that one. That was actually probably more folly than thinking through. But that's what happens when I'm like talking on stream. It's hard to think and talk and do those things at the same time. So.
There's a lot of animals in this deck. We need to square look his card.
Yeah.
PWOW is correct. That was Raiders of the Lost Ark.
See, and this is the problem sometimes with these decks with confusion is you don't. And I'm not thinking about it too much. Like I said, I haven't been playing Gods Unchained too much lately, but we're just gonna throw a couple out here and see what happens.
Send in the hog.
Because this guy got here, and I don't know why he didn't die. He must have had something else on him that I didn't realize. Yeah, he must have had something on there that I didn't realize, because he should have died against this dude right here, because he had 3, or no, I guess maybe the other guy had 4. Right? That's what I was thinking. And so now he has card advantage, so you can see he's got 3 cards in his hand. I have 0, and that's definitely not something you ever want to get to. You know, you don't want to get to a point where someone has such a big card advantage over you. It can be a huge issue. That doesn't really help me. Doesn't tempt me much at all. See, and so I'm at a point where like I don't have enough, you know, flux to be able to do anything, and I don't, you know, so I can't get anything in the sanctum. You know, all I can really do is take out one of these guys. Let me see if they have any after effects. Your opponent do damage to each creature. Let's see, his health. No, it doesn't really matter. So I'm just gonna go for this guy.
Yeah, we need to get games like this in front of, you know, Gary Vee and all these guys who are tweeting about NFTs, and they seem to be mostly focused on like the art and all that stuff. But you know, I think if they realize that some of this stuff can be used in games,
yeah,
you know, that makes it so much more fun. Because not only do you have the artwork, but you can battle against Stache, or it could be Gary Vee versus Stache. You know?
Yeah. I mean, there's so much you know, beyond you know, just collectibles or cool art with NFTs. That's just scratching the surface, guys.
Right.
You know, we see here with Gods Unchained, you know, the gaming is a lot harder thing to be able to put out there, right? To put a good game that incorporates NFTs takes way longer than just slapping a piece of artwork up on Rarible OpenSea. So that's why you're seeing a lot of that. But the gaming development cycle is getting to a point where a lot of the really cool things are coming to an end here. So I'm excited to see how that works out.
For now, I must rest.
But yeah, right now I've made some not so good moves with this deck. my head is not in the Gods Unchained world. I don't know, but my board looks great. It's a chaos board with all the flames and cool trinkets.
We have PWOW on deck, some nice cannon fodder for you. Should be able to just mow him down real fast.
Yeah, PWOW is a avid cogger, and he beat me in cogs on the last stream, and then he went and took a screenshot of him winning, and then made an NFT out of it and sent it to me, just to gloat. You son of a bitch!
I love that PWOW. That's my kind of guy.
I thought it was pretty funny actually, but yeah. But if you do it again, I'm gonna come to your house and murder you in your sleep.
Oh Jesus! And he's gonna take a picture of that and make it into.
And I'll take a picture of your dead body and make an NFT and send it to your wife and your children too.
What's in the box?
What's in the box?
It's an NFT of her head. No.
Or like what they used to do back in the days, like as a warning, while you're sleeping, they cut off a head of a horse or a cow, fresh one, and throw it in bed with you, so it's just like blood everywhere, and you get this dead cow's head. Yeah, I'm old school.
Oh man, it's what's that, Godfather or something?
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Answer the call.
I really do hope that GU becomes the Magic the Gathering in terms of adoption as well too. I think it has the ability to do so. I think it does. Wow, so we have. Well, this is not going to do so much here, but whatever. Yeah, not much I can do. This guy's already got me, but that's okay. We'll play a match against PWOW.
Someone just said this is their first time watching. They're loving it. It's hope you didn't come in right on the NFT murder scene.
I know, they're like, oh my god, this guy's a psychopath. And look, he's dressed like one too.
Holy shit, these guys are nuts. Get me out of here.
Yeah, sometimes I recommend people to come in like, what the F is going on here, you know? If you don't catch the show in the beginning, you miss out on a lot of context, guys. So, you know, if this is your first time, you know, follow my channel. That way you'll get a notification, and then come right when the show starts so you can like see all the good stuff. So we talk about Gods Unchained. I'm still in my, you know, secret agent outfit. I'm at headquarters. You know, we hang out. We give away a bunch of the prizes. That's where all the prizes I give away is. Most of them are at the beginning and the end of the show. So always encourage you to come early, because that's where I give the most prizes. I give a bunch of my new emotes away to people today. If you got a new emote in chat from me today, let me post them in there so the new people can see them, because they're pretty cool. They're a lot of fun. All right, so we're gonna yeah, if you guys are out there, I'm gonna do a direct challenge here. Let me see what deck I want to go with though.
I'm surprised they don't have a buddy list. Do they have a friends list?
No, nope. There's no
Yeah.
friends list. I know that's something they'll definitely, you know, it's one of those features they definitely need. Right now, the only way to play a friend is to do this code challenge thing, but I wish there was a whole friend system because there definitely needs to be.
Yeah, they really need that. Very important.
Okay, we're going to go with this. And then here's our code. It's BeetleStache. BeetleStache. You guys see that? BeetleStache. B-E-E-T-L-E stash. I'm going to start, and then whoever, hopefully P-Wow's quick on the uptake there, and he'll get that first. Yeah, I love seeing those emotes, guys. They're cool, right? What do you guys think about the emotes? Tell me what you think. Now that you guys got some, what do you think? Do you think they're cool? They go with the brand? Do you think they're fun? Do you think they're stupid? Like they could have been better? What do you think? I want to know what you think because I was a little bit on the fence with some of them, and I was like, oh, these are okay. These are pretty cool. Maybe, you know. So I want to know what you guys think.
So my favorite is the bruh.
Bruh. Me looking all apathetic. My favorite, I think, is the mustache love. I like that one, mustache love. I try to get him to do with hand hearts, like I do it. Then when I give you actual mustache love, but it was too much. There was too much going on. So I like the heart with the mustache. And the coin one, that's my other favorite one, like the Mario coin. So it goes bing, 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 bing with my little stash coins. That one's fun too.
What's the one with the hands? Holding up the Eucharist there? The stash, the holy stash Eucharist?
Yeah, it's the holy stash coin. All right, so here we go. We are playing against P-Wow. And so we're going to crush his face right now. I don't know. He's been playing a lot of... I think he's probably been playing a lot of Gods Unchained. Who knows? All right, we're going to go with this. And hopefully he's not a cheating ass cheater looking at my screen and seeing my cards.
Best of luck.
All right, so if you can beat P-Wow, I will gift a sub to somebody who uses a new stash emote.
Ooh, there you go. Very fancy. Very fancy. Someone who has a new stash emote there.
So
It's
go
not a
ahead and
sub.
let him flow, and if Stash beats P-Wow, P-Wow, you better not throw this, P-Wow. I will know if you're throwing this. But Stash has to win.
I got a good feeling.
P-Wow, you better not be looking at his deck.
Go for it, man. You can. It's definitely helpful if you can see someone else's cards, but sometimes there's not much you can do to stop somebody. I think Not that it wouldn't be a super advantage to have that, So we just saw this combo before, guys. Remember the last we played was playing Death, and he played Nether's Advocate, and then when this guy dies, he summons a pretty good sized creature. So then same thing with Bombfly, 3 damage to each god. The whole point here is that they want to do enough direct damage, but then heal themselves enough where they're pushing you down, and you're not able to make it up there. So. Okie dokie. Let's see.
All right, I'm seeing some emotes. I need a few more. So I gave you guys a hint a minute ago about which emote you might want to try to use.
Well, very few people have these emotes, man. So you gotta realize that there's not. I barely just got them today, and I was giving them out a little bit, but
that's okay.
But yeah, only if you like I said. So that's kind of the thing. Like I just haven't had them set up that long. So. So hopefully someone who's not a sub got an emote. Maybe I'll do some random gifters. Let me see if I can do some random gifters while we're talking here. I'll give some random mustache loves out to people. All right, there we go. So a couple more people got some Stache emotes there they can play with. Chicken. All right. Here's where we start to smash. See, with deck, like I said, it's very playing against a death deck. It's very important that you really manage your direct damage, because that's what they always want to keep doing. Is that all of them are like he's doing more damage. But if I stay ahead of him, a lot of times it's much harder for him to get more ahead in the game. So he's gonna try. So he wants to try and get me to the lower health, because he's doing a lot of direct damage with the cards.
Get him, P-Wow.
Yeah, particularly he's going to do 3 damage right now to each one of us. He's putting soul burn on all this stuff. But that's okay, I'm still going to smash. It's the inevitable. Yeah, the inevitable is here. So it's okay.
Yeah, this game's really cool. I'm going to have to finally download it and use my cards.
You got nothing, P-Wow. I know you think you're a super champ, buddy, with the cogs there. I'll give you that one, but I don't know if you're gonna be able to pull this one off, man. We'll see. This is your last turn.
Ooh, we got a rooster.
Yeah, the chicken with the egg, it becomes a rooster, which is pretty cool.
Ooh, Splinterlands, you're gonna have to up your chicken game.
It's that time again.
It's that time again.
Uh-oh. P-Wow. Jeez.
I made sure to screenshot that one too there for you, P-Wow, because I'm gonna make you an NFT and send it right back to you, dude.
You have your NFT beat is on the screen.
Oh,
I think
that it is.
Hopefully you didn't miss the victory screen. And
well, that's what happens when you apparently I was hitting the wrong button there. I was hitting F12 and not the so you got lucky on that one, PY. I didn't actually get. I hit the wrong button. I meant to hit print screen, but so you got off easy on that one.
all right, so you won, which means I need to get to sub. And the secret emote was the bruh emote, because that was my favorite. And Shaktal, I think his name is. I'm going to try to gift him a sub.
Sweet, there. Congrats, man. Shocked it.
Let me put his name in, and hopefully this will work. I notoriously have issues with this, but let's see what happens. Okay, I just submitted it. Well, either way, I'll make sure you get it, Shaktal. There it is.
Yes. So a lot of fun. So yeah, Gods Unchained, always having a lot of fun. I'm gonna do like one more match here with you guys. I have to end a little bit early this stream today. Usually we go a little bit later, but I'm gonna do one more match. So should we do a ranked match, or should we do another direct challenge and let someone else do it? Ranked or do we do direct challenge? What do you guys think? What do you think, Riz?
Well, I'd love to see P-Wow redeem himself, but
yeah, I need the screenshot. So if he wants to come at it again, I'll probably win again, and I can get this screenshot this time.
Ooh.
But I don't know.
Unless there's somebody else out there that wants to do a challenge. I don't know if we got a legendary
P-Wow has
player.
another deck lined up.
Okay.
All right, let me switch out my decks then. If he's got another deck lined up, I'll bring another deck too.
You're welcome, Shaktal.
All right, this time we're just gonna go with code Stache. Code Stache. Yeah, thank you, Stachers. You are now part of the Mustache Love community and one of the subs, man. So you got some cool badges as a sub. You get all the cool badges. I have to, like I said, I'm gonna be adjusting the sub rewards. I didn't get a chance to do it right before the stream because that's when I just uploaded the emotes. But as a sub, you'll get like most of the emotes, and you'll get a couple cool badges that other people don't get. Yeah, so you'll be able to get those things. So.
Yeah, hopefully he still gets that for like a gifted sub, right? That shouldn't matter.
Yeah, for sure. If you're gifted a sub, you get all the cool things that come with the sub, which is access to those emotes and fun stuff.
Perfect.
All right, let's see if we're going to play against PWOW here. Did somebody else pick up my code that wants to get destroyed?
Zeus himself.
Oh, there we go. PWOW it is. Oh, and he's going magic. All right, we'll see how this works out. Magic is a pretty good counter to Earth here, so, or to nature, I mean. Wiztraw, thanks for the follow, man. Oh, looks like I'm going second. I love going second against Magic decks. That's the best. Because, you know, Magic decks are all about reaction. They're very reactive decks. You know, they have a lot of direct spells, you know, spells that are going to take you out, you take your creatures out. So there's a lot of spells in there. Beetle Stache don't like none of that.
The calm before the storm.
All right, show no mercy.
Before the storm. No mercy.
Now, a while back, you could actually get like CryptoKitty ornaments, I think, for the deck. Did you happen to get it? Did you happen to get any of this? Yeah,
I do. Yeah, I have. I can show them after this match. Yeah, so that's one of the trinkets you can put on your board.
Yeah, you should toss that on there.
Answer the call.
Yeah, this artwork would look cool on the cogs too.
Yeah, you could do like a whole Gods Unchained cog set. Try to get cogs, let me do some art for them, and I guess it's just I'm not at the level they need, and I was like, all right, well, we'll see. It's not a big deal, but it would have been nice. So we could throw a little extra on this, but I think we're gonna wait. I think we're gonna wait here for a second. See, so now this guy regenerated. You saw he was only 1/1 but he's gonna regenerate 1 every time. And then I got this guy who has frontline, just like his frontline.
Yep.
So it protects me from being directly damaged. And you know, Magic decks classically are very control oriented, right? They want to set things up and make it a long game, make it a very long game, and so that's one of their tenets, you know, here.
So no matter what, you have to smash through that frontline card first.
Yep.
Okay.
That is true. So you can see we're going to smash through that. We got our overgrown rhino there, and we're in pretty good condition so far. You know, we're only on turn 3 here, so we'll see what it comes. But turn 3 is when it starts to get interesting, especially for Magic. That's when like a lot of when the bulk of their you know, mid-level direct damage to creature spells are unlocked. So that's definitely a little bit, yeah. So like Worm Breath at 4, like, you know, so there's going to be destruction.
Worm Breath.
Yeah, so we took out the Rhino, but that's okay.
It's like the morning after a night out in Vegas.
Yeah, it's true.
Worm Breath.
My turn.
Okay. Get rid of that guy, even though we got flanked and we could have easily done something there. We're gonna get rid of that. And I think what we really want to do here is Yep.
That's
Otherwise,
enough
we're good
for
on
now.
health and things like that. So now what he's going to do is he's probably going to blast wave me, and then he can do this if he has nothing else to play, right? So he could sacrifice this one to take it down to 2/1, then blast wave me, which will do 1 damage to the 2 highest health creatures. So that would be this guy and this guy. Oh, I guess he's not going to go that direction. He wasted a worm breath on that guy. That's pretty significant. But see, we'll bring somebody back. So see, now he's getting another Manito, which is a pretty good comeback, with something like that. So he's going to get another unlock of one of his mana locks. So you can see he's far ahead of me in the pace of the game. That's kind of what Magic wants to do, is that they have a lot of cards that unlock mana locks so they can get to higher level cards, because that's what they want to play. They want to play the big high level cards.
Right.
So now is when it starts to get interesting.
It'd be cool if you can put cards on the line, so if you lose.
Yeah, I'm sure they'll get to that. I'm no doubt that will be a thing that happens. But so far, no gambling aspects of it. But we'll get there. We will get there.
Two-Boy says we need smell-o-vision. So we can smell
now,
that worm breath.
So now, yeah, exactly. So now, what I could do is I could attack him with this, but if I don't hit his god, it may randomly hit this dude instead, and I don't want to unlock the lock just yet. I want to make him unlock that lock by attacking with it and killing something with it, so he sacrifices it, and I don't have to worry about it. But you can see now I have enough here to be able to do something like, to get one of these Sanctum cards, because I've earned enough flux now. You can see I have 15, and so these other cards are here in the sideboard I could use. And he's getting close. Well, he's not very close, so he'd have to do some damage here. So he's board clearing everybody. See, this is what I'm saying. Like a lot of big spells for the Magic decks, they just straight clear the board. So that's why when it comes down to Magic versus Nature, it can be a little bit difficult because. They don't have Magic doesn't come with a lot of creatures really. It's more about a lot of spells and direct damage stuff, like using that. I still don't have enough to get. Well, wait, let's see. I could get the Spellbound Golem. Sure, punish relic. That's nothing that's not going to really help me here, and neither is. Well, this actually might help though. Let's go with this.
I've done all that I can.
So that's what we could do right there. But and we're in good condition. We're in good shape when it comes to health and stuff like that here. But like I said, he's 2 mana locks ahead of us. So he's hoping that he's going to get to like mana lock 8 or 9 and have a big card in his hand that he's going to play that's going to be the one that's going to take me out. And that's kind of what the traditional Magic control deck is all about. Oh, wasted the Ratify on a 3/3 creature. Maybe not the best idea. That's okay. But see, he wants to clear the board. That's fine. I mean, that's going to make sense there.
Don't throw on us now, P-Well. No throwing.
Okay. But the good thing is we can always generate more creatures with our Animal Bomb, which is nice. So we'll continue to do that. And throw some stuff out here. But yeah, that's the problem with Nature versus Magic, is that they're kind of opposite in that kind of respect.
Yep.
They're kind of made to go against each other like that.
Yeah, this also reminds me of a game I played at NFT NYC last year. Was Skyweaver. I don't know if you've ever played Skyweaver, but this is also very, very similar to that.
Oh yes, thank you for playing that. All right, so yeah, and you can see this is another thing that they love to do too, is that, you know, anytime you got creatures on the board they can't get rid of, well, now you want to be able to do, you know, something like a rampart where you can get rid of that right now. So usually I wouldn't do this in this kind of turn here, but let me see. 3, yeah, I think we want to. This is just going to help us to like get all this stuff down. He has to attack that guy, so that's perfect. And this gives him spell boost, so we don't really want to keep this on the board. So I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna throw out our Staff of Roots, so we can go pew pew. Take a little bit of damage, but that's okay. Nothing wrong with that in this respect, because we got this. And we're good for today. We're good for this turn. Let's see what else we got here. What else we got? So in the Sanctum here, our sideboard, we have a Defender, a Threat, and a Removal. Okay, yeah, we definitely want that. Militant. We have no spells before. Give him. Okay, yeah. So this is probably the one we would want to go for. And depending on maybe that one too, who knows.
So Squirrelica says, are there any creatures that have something like a haste effect where they can attack the same round they are summoned?
Yep, that's called Blitz.
Blitz.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I'll show you how that works here in just a second.
Answer the call.
Okay. So this card right here has Blitz, and there's actually two different versions. There's Blitz, and Blitz means you can attack a creature the turn it comes out, and God Blitz means you can attack a creature or the god.
Mm.
Growth requires patience.
So we'll see what happens here, because he definitely got one of these here before, but he's not playing any relics, so we're going to save our favor for a little bit later. Oh no, I didn't want that. Dang it! Ah,
No.
I clicked the button and to buy. I didn't mean to. That's not good. Oops.
Stash throw.
Yeah.
Nature is often unpredictable.
Yeah, we need a stash throw emote. We need like a tomatoes from the crowd emote would be funny.
Awaken.
That's a good one. Yeah, I'll have to keep that one in mind. So yeah, because the Roar on the Bronze Servant like this, it's really to get rid of a durability on your opponent's relic, which is an important thing to do. But yeah, that's not necessarily what I wanted to do here. So you could Blitz, boom. So this came out, and now it can attack, which is great. And we're just gonna get this dude off the board because I don't want to leave him up here. But it's gonna require all these guys being sacrificed. And it's gonna bring somebody back. Hopefully it's not anybody. Yeah, oh, it's a wall. Great. All right, let's see how that goes. Yeah, definitely a big misstep. Clicking on that guy, I definitely didn't mean to buy it because that's not something I wanted to use and not something that's actually helpful at all. So that's the thing.
Answer the call.
So now P-Wall's just playing on whatever card he ends up getting every time. He does have this 4C, so he's going to be able to see what's going on, which is kind of nice. But in general, he's just going to have to play on kind of what he's got. So he'll blast wave me every time, so it'll do damage to the highest, but these guys both have regen, so it's not going to affect them too much. So really only what we're worried about is his having, oh, there you go. So he got like the perfect card. You are the luckiest dude I know, P-Wow. I'm not gonna lie, man. You got like the perfect card for that. You got a Rune Viper Tincture, and you got to draw 3 cards, you know, when he doesn't have any cards. It's like exactly what you needed in that situation. It's amazing.
Awaken.
Quite the epic game here.
Yeah, well, that's it. Magic versus the the Magic one. It's always going to be longer because that's the whole point of kind of what they're doing. Oh, come on. Dang, come on, guys. See, that when you're playing with confused creatures like this, it can be a little bit, obviously random, because you never know if they're going to hit the target you want them to hit.
This ought to be entertaining.
So we'll see what he comes with here. He's got a bunch of cards. He's maxed out on his mana. So I mean, so you can see he's hit the 9 mana cap every time. So he could be laying down these big legendary cards, maybe like a Theta to the Sky or some other large ones he might have that he's gonna throw down in his hand here. But this is when Magic really starts to shine, is this point right now.
He can just start blasting you.
My turn.
It's true. It is true. But we'll see. I think we can hang in there. We'll see. Ah, thank you, little guy. Oh man.
So what does that blue ring mean around that card? Is that just another take a hit?
So this is for spell protection. So now this one has spell protection and protected. So it's ward, and so no spells can damage it, and also protected. Yeah.
Mm.
Is it time to hibernate
See,
already?
and sometimes I can't. It's like I couldn't do much about that one. So but we do want to get some more things on the board here. And we probably will take this. We do want that card. We're not going to play it yet, though. We'll play this. Okay.
How curious.
So both of our guys are regenning pretty good. We got a good setup here. It's a good setup. It just depends on what he gets and what he has, So he's throwing a Seeing Stone down and trying to see what he's going to get. Maybe he's going to be able to switch it out for something really good. Oh, after you cast a spell, that guy gets +2/+1. That's crazy. I didn't know that.
Now, do those guys stay confused for the entire duration, or does
they do? Yeah,
event...
they're confused creatures, so they were always confused. So well played on that one. I wasn't. See, now when we talk about like card knowledge, we talked about that being a pretty important thing. See, if I had looked at this one or was paying attention a little bit more, I would have seen that after you cast spells that he gets that. I would totally have taken him off the board last time instead of doing direct damage. And yep. I just didn't notice. So, and that's the thing, man. When I'm here talking, playing like that, it's a lot harder to be able to really be focused on what's going on.
It's all right. You can give P-Wow his credit.
Yeah. No, he's doing good. Yeah, he's doing great.
He's clearly a superior player.
Yeah, clearly.
Clearly.
That's about all we can do. Yeah, so now because of, like I said, you make one mistake like that, and it definitely will cost me the game. If I had taken this guy out, I would have been in pretty good shape still, because I would have still had that bowl he wouldn't have been able to smash on it like that.
Yep. Ooh, 8.
My turn.
Yeah, and so at this level, you know, with nature, you're just I don't have big cards, so I'm not going to be able to get into position where it makes sense that I'll be able to like do a, you know, come back from something.
You have no.
So yeah,
power
wasting
here.
my you know, favorite points on the wrong card and not looking at what he's actually playing and talking too much, like all those things, you know, definitely play a factor in this. Because like I said, card knowledge is huge. You really have to understand these cards, what they do, how they play in conjunction, and that definitely is a big part of it, you know. That's something I always realized when I started playing this game. It's like, man, you have to know these cards very, very well. GG's, P-Wow, GG's.
See you, Squirrelicus. Thanks for the trash talk.
Oh, Squirrel's taking off. Squirrel's taking off. All right, man. Thanks for hanging out, man. So that's Gods Unchained. I don't know how what you guys think about this. If you know, it's a game like, oh man, this is great. I love this game. I think it's a lot of fun. I really enjoy playing it, and you know, there's a lot to it. There's a lot of depth to the game in general, and a lot that you can do. You know, they're adding more and more things to the game, and they're adding cool features. And once they have that scaling solution in Immutable X, you know, locked in, I think we're going to see a lot of things come very fast. You know, you don't want to start putting out all the cool stuff when no one can even use it because you keep the fees, right? So I think that's a pretty big thing. You know.
Yeah, I think you need that marketplace buzz with everyone trading cards and having fun, and you know, all that cards flying around. You know, without that, you know, it's just not. You're missing like half the element of collecting.
Yes.
Right? So
exactly. Yeah, exactly. So and that's what I'm saying. So and it's been kind of, you know, a little, I don't know, I wouldn't say like wounded. They're wounded. They've been a little bit wounded for a while now, and it's not their fault, you know. It's just Ethereum fees, you know, definitely don't help out, and it's not just Gods Unchained. Most blockchain games had started development on Ethereum. Almost every, you know, all the major games. So, you know, a lot of people are a lot of games are in the same boat. They're trying to scale. They're trying to get to a point where, yeah, you know, we all the features we built and all the cool stuff that you can do with our game, you can actually do instead of paying, you know, too much to do it.
Right.
So I don't know. It is a catch-22, and I know that you know, people, you know, developers who've been developing on Ethereum obviously are not happy about it, but I think that we're at a point where, you know, we're getting, you know, more of these solutions, and I think Immutable X will be a really great solution for not only Gods Unchained, but a bunch of other games. Games I play, War Riders is coming to Immutable X. There's a bunch of other games that are out there that you probably played that are going to be using Immutable X for their solution. So pretty cool.
Yeah, I think we're going to look back at this time as just that painful growing period, you know, with blockchain and gaming and all that. And it's going to be funny in, you know, 2-3 years.
No, yeah. I mean, yeah, the development cycle for games is so much longer. And that's what I'm saying. And we've seen a lot of these in the works, like Age of Rust is coming soon. That one's been in the works for 3 years, guys, plus. You know, so, you know, we're getting close to this big development cycle that the first couple games were out there, and, you know, hopefully they'll be able to get these scaling solutions at the same time so they, you know, launch and they can actually work well. And they're, you know, you know, it's one of those consequences of on a network like this where the fees got run up and there's nothing you can do, you know, really right now without some of these solutions. So it's sad. Visually, aesthetically pleasing. Thank you, Two Way. I know I am aesthetically pleasing, aren't I? It's very nice, very very common. P-Wild says, "Don't come to my house and murder me." I know where you live, sucker.
We wanted that murder NFT.
Yeah. Wax for this reason. Yes, Rogue Rhino, you're right, man. That's one of the reasons I do love Wax, because they have no fees for things like that. But the game development there is not as robust. Trust me, the games that are on Ethereum are really cool, and this scaling solution will be put into play very quickly when it's out for a lot of these games, and I think you'll see them really pushing that. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, Engine has JumpNet, so that's Engine's solution too. So Engine is also working on a scaling solution called JumpNet, and that'll be out almost the same time Immutable X has their thing out. So yeah, it's a whole thing. You know, it's coming. But you know, it just we got to wait a little bit longer. I know it sucks, guys. I don't want it. I don't like it any more than you do. I really don't. But all right, well that's it, man. Stache agents, mission complete. Mission complete. Mission number 29. Gods Unchained. We got into our disguise, Beetle Stache today. We jumped in the game. I showed you how to play. You know, we use the welcome decks, the starter decks you get. It's a free game. You don't have to spend anything. You can go in and you can start playing to earn, as a matter of fact, too. With nothing to get started, you can start earning packs and earning packs, dude. So that's a pretty cool thing. And, you know, being able to monetize your time in a game like this is huge. So once that scaling solution is in place, I tell you it's going to be crazy in that marketplace because everyone's been stacking all these cards for months, dude. And you know, there'll be a lot of good stuff out there for you guys to get. So
yeah, and tournaments will probably start happening, and yeah, cards will be flying around. That'll be fun.
There's already tournaments happening right now. I mean, you can still play. There's tournaments. There's a very active Gods Unchained community. They have a great Discord. So definitely jump in that if you guys are interested in learning more about the game and hanging out with it. You know, I stream Gods Unchained pretty often. It's one of the ones I stream, you know, more than some of the other ones. But no shame to the other ones. I just like Gods Unchained. It's always been one of my faves. So, but I'm always open to your guys' suggestions for new games. I put out a poll or a post on my Twitter every week saying, "Hey, what game should I play?" And, you know, I would love your guys' suggestions. So if you have a game that you think I should play that's fun, that has NFTs, it's, you know, something I can play on a stream, not something like a passive game, then I am more than open to doing it and stuff like that. So thank you guys, and all the rest of you agents that are out there. Stick around and chat. Don't go once I put the splash screen on, because I'm gonna do a crate drop, some NFT drops of the new emotes for you guys, and then we're gonna raid somebody. We're gonna raid one of my favorite channels here. So go in and make sure you tell them Stache sent you. And Stache is the best, and they should be following my channel too. That's all we have for today, Secret Agents. Secret Agent Stache, over and out.
See ya.
Secret Agent Stache. Secret Agent Stache. Wearing new disguises. I'll never get his dreams.